Hi everyone, welcome to Watergoddess Tarot. So today we are looking into what do they like about you. Now you can watch this reading for somebody specific if you have someone on your mind or just people in general. Alright, for the same you can see three options, three images on the screen. I'll show you the close-ups as well. This is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, and this is pile number 3. You can pause the video, take your time, and choose the image that you feel drawn to the most intuitively. Meanwhile, let's just begin with pile number 1. Hi pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So let's just figure out what do they like about you. We have the World upright, Scorpio, personal growth, 10 of Pentacles upright. Take some time out of your usual life and spend it in solitude. And here we have open up to your spiritual gifts. Okay, now the person on your mind or the people in general find you to be someone who is very well-rounded. You are a mix of both the worlds. You have every element to you. There's spice to you, there is a lot of calmness to you, there's aggression to you, there's sweetness to you. I mean, you are that perfect package in the eyes of people or whosoever you're keeping in mind while watching this reading, pile number 1. This particular person or people, I mean, people love how charming you are. There's something about you that is very, very commanding, and you demand attention. There's something about your aura that's very worldly. There's something about you that's very, very celebrity sorts is what I'm getting, because you are the center of everyone's world. And I am telling you this very, very honestly, because wherever you go, you become that it person. Wherever you go, no matter who knows you, who doesn't know you, there is nobody who doesn't look at you twice. People actually give double takes when you cross paths with them. There's something about your aura that demands that attention. So you could very well be in the public eye, or that is something that is going to happen with you in the future. Because I do see some amount of fame attached to you in some shape, way or form. What people like about you is how likable you are. It's very difficult for somebody to not like you. It's very, very difficult. You have that quality. I mean, I'm not getting enough words to describe you, but genuinely you are someone who has a little bit of everything. You are a jack of all trades. This doesn't mean that you are a master of none, because I feel that whatever you do it to perfection. And perfection is something where, everyone's definition is going to be different. But you do it rather to the best of your ability. You give it your all. You give it your 100%. So people like how honest, how earnest, and how dedicated you are to what you do. You put your heart and soul in every little thing that you do. This could be something as mundane as you deciding the clothes that you're going to wear, or to something, as grand as maybe you preparing for something that's huge, that's life-changing. So you are that kind of a person who is very present in the moment and who loves to give their anything in everything. I mean, whatever they have, they're going to do it, they're going to give it their all, and they will leave the result to the universe. Because any which way, you are that person who has that surety that, you know, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it done. There's a lot of confidence to you. And while I'm reading for you, though this is just the first pile that I'm starting with, I am getting zoned out. I am getting lost. And this is what you do to people. When you communicate with someone, probably you might very well be a good speaker, okay? So whenever you are in a conversation with someone, you hit that person in some way that, you know, they lose their chain of thought, or you leave people speechless. And this is what people like about you. Probably your sense of humor is really good. Probably you are someone who is very fun-loving, very upbeat, and, you know, full of life. And this is one side to you. You are someone who's made up of layers, okay? And it is very difficult for anyone to get to know you, because you are someone, you peel like an onion, and wherever you go, you leave that aura or that mystery where, you know, anyone would love to get to know you the second time around, the third time around, the fourth time around. I mean, you have that quality to you where people get hooked onto you or your energy. So you're very, very addictive. What people like about you is how unpredictable you are. They feel that they know you, but nobody knows you. Sometimes you surprise your own self. And you know, I'm just using people in general because that is easier. But even if you are watching this reading keeping a particular person in mind, this still applies to you. But I'm addressing it as people because that is more convenient for me to have a flow and go ahead in the reading. All right? Yes, there's something about your eyes. There's something about your gaze. Okay? You have a very, very deep soul. And your eyes speak volumes of the depth that you have. There are chances that, you know, not everybody is able to get this aspect, or they are able to, you know, get into the depth of you, or they are interested in getting into the depth of you. But there are a lot many people who know that, you know, behind this smiling, giggly face is somebody who has been through a lot, or who has a lot of secrets that they have kind of, you know, kept hidden. Probably you come across to be someone who's very secretive. You are not an open book. Anyone who is in your life will stay in your life only if they put in that effort to get to know you as a person. You are like that book that, you know, with every page that a person is going to read, they are going to discover something new about you. And then, I mean, it's going to come as a shocker because this is something that they were not expecting. So you have a lot to you, pile number one. And again, you know, you leave people speechless. You do leave people speechless, and they love this about you. They really, really love this about you, that it actually puts them in that zone that, you know what, who is pile number one? Why am I not able to express myself? Why are they kind of, you know, you're very hypnotizing. There's something about you that's very, very addictive, pile number one. I don't know really what it is, but then there is something to you that is, it's just out of this world. You're very, very rare. And usually what happens with people also is that they do not get the right words to actually express themselves in front of you, because there's something about you that doesn't allow them to have that open throat chakra or to be their most expressive self. Okay? You're not at all intimidating. Let me be very, very honest. You are a very welcoming person. People love how welcoming you are, how warm you are, how relatable you are. You're not at all intimidating, but then there's something about you. There's something about you where people get lost when they talk to you, and that is why they're not able to give you that feedback maybe that you're seeking, or initiate a conversation with you, or anything for that matter. You are very, very captivating in a very good way, I would say. People like how intense you are. Okay, even with the minor things in life, you're very, very intense, and people love this intensity. They would love to explore that intensity that you have. They love how well your mind works. Okay, they like how you think, they like your intellectual side. So you're not just a pretty face, you're not just someone who looks very fulfilled and very, prim and proper on the outside. You've got a very deep soul, you've got a beautiful mind to you. And again, people would need a good amount of time to get to know who you are as a person. And because you leave room for that, is what people like about you. People like how possessive you are, especially if you have somebody on your mind that you're watching this reading for. They like how intense you are and how possessive you are and how passionately you love, how giving you are. You not just surrender in love, you swim in love like, who are you, yeah, pile number one? You're so damn deep, yeah. And whosoever is in your life is really lucky to kind of have you by their side, because you're different. You're different, you're honest. Yes, you might be secretive. Yes, you might be very to yourself, but then if they really want to get to know you, they have to put in the effort. You're worth every effort is what I want to let you know. What people like about you is probably how transformational you are. Okay, you're very, very transformational and you're ever changing. You have a growth mindset to you. You are not going to be in a loop if things are not working out. You're very quick when it comes to finding solutions. And this is what people like about you. For some of you, you pray to Lord Shiva, you believe in Lord Shiva. There's something around Shivji that is coming out very, very strongly in this reading. So you have that connect to Shivji, and that connection is showing up in your reading, and people like the bond that you share with Shivji or the amount of faith that you have in Mahadev. Okay? In the last 7 years, you have grown tremendously. You might have seen a surge in not just the outside validation that you've received from people, but also the way you have found yourself. Now you've reached that stage in your life where you don't need a lot of validation from people around you, because you know who you are. You've grown as a person, and there are a lot of people who have seen your journey, and they really like how beautifully you've transformed, how beautifully you've grown, how much you've achieved in your life. Even if you feel that you haven't done enough, I'm here to tell you that you have genuinely done so very well for yourself, and you should be proud of how far you've come in life. People really like how you've just, how much you've grown. You have become not just independent financially, but emotionally and otherwise too. You've made a name for yourself. I don't know who you are, pile number one, but you have made a name for yourself where there are people who look up to you, who respect you, who want to be like you. People like how much security you have to yourself in terms of your finances, in terms of your stability, in terms of what you've achieved, in terms of your material needs is what I'm getting. Because you have the finer things in life. You are someone who has access to the luxuries, to the worldly pleasures is what I'm getting. But everything that you have is something that you've built for yourself. You are someone who's self-made, and this is what people like about you. You're very righteous. You have principles, you have morals. You have followed your own path. You haven't copied anyone. All you're focused on is you giving your 100% to your vision. And it is because of that that you have managed to succeed and become a name in your community. You genuinely have fame to you, okay? And either you're already famous or you're going to be in the future, short. Fame is going to come to you in some shape, way or form. And if you are already famous, it's just going to grow. Like, you cannot even imagine how much public recognition you're going to have in this lifetime. What people like about you is that you have a very good balance of the spiritual world and, the 3D world. You're not somebody who doesn't want the material things in life. You're not that person. But the beautiful balance that you've created for yourself in terms of you enjoying the material pleasures or, just making the most of what you have achieved out of your hard work, and then to being very humble and grounded at the same time. This balance is something that is going to lead to even more success for you in the future. And people know this, people understand this, people like this about you. People like how you are still the same person. You might have a lot of feathers to your cap, but that hasn't changed the core of you. The core of you is still the same. And you are I don't know why, but I feel like saying you're a very good boy or a good girl, And I'm getting a very sweet energy from you, pile number 1. Throughout, I've been smiling while channeling messages for you, which tells me that you have a very beautiful smile, okay? Your smile is, maybe you get dimples also, I don't know why I felt this, but then there's something about you looking younger than your age. There's something about you being very childlike. There is this childlike innocence to you that people really like, okay? It doesn't really matter what your age is. What matters is how active your inner child is. And it shows. It genuinely shows on the outside. You have done your healing work and you have done it beautifully. The way you've amalgamated spirituality and practicality, the spiritual world and the 3D world, you've done it so beautifully, pile number 1, that again, I'm getting this message. You have that perfect balance to you. And this is what people really like about you. This is what makes you who you are. What people like about you is how social you are, but at the same time, you take out time for yourself. You like your company. You do spend time in solitude. And you could be using this time by doing anything, by just meditating, reading a book, listening to music, being on your PlayStation, or whatever for that matter. But you have a relationship with your own self as well. And this is what people like about you. What people like about you is how aware you are of your spiritual gifts, of your ability to connect with the spiritual world, of how open you are to receiving guidance from your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, God, the source, or you can give it any name. But all I'm trying to say is how well connected you are with the higher realms. And people really like how spiritual your way of life is, even though you're blessed with the best of everything. And this is not just luck. Yes, your luck has favored you, but you have earned it. You have worked really hard for wherever you've reached. What people like about you is how receptive you are to receiving information from the other realms and using it to your advantage. Because there are some people who will receive guidance, but they are not going to do anything about it. And then comes you, who is aware, who is present, who receives that guidance and applies it to their everyday life. And that is how you're co-creating with the universe. That is how that magic is getting created for you. And this is what people really, really like about you. I'm getting this message very strongly, pile number 1, that there are a lot of people who look up to you. There's something about you having healing hands. There's something about your hands being very soft. There's something about your hands probably being warm, really warm. Or whenever you are with people who are closest to you, your temperature probably, you become really warm. I don't know who this message is going to resonate with, but people really like how soft or how healing your hands are. There's something about the kind of hugs that you give. There's something about the way you hold hands. There's something about your touch. Your touch is very soothing. It's very healing. And this is probably coming from the people that you have been in close proximity with. You have a very healing aura. And wherever you go, you leave your high vibrations. You just rub your magic onto the other person. And this is what people really, really like about you. Okay? So yeah, overall, pile number 1, this is what I have for you. You indeed are somebody I would love to get to know. So please let me know who you are in the comments here. And as always, it was a pleasure for me to read for you, pile number 1. If you liked your reading, please do like, share, comment and subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so that whenever I post next, you get notified. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do that via Instagram and email. The details for both is in my description box below. I'll catch up with you in the next reading. See ya! Hi pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So let's just figure out what do they like about you. For the same, we have 10 of Swords in reverse, Jupiter, physical activity, Knight of Wands in reverse. Here we have make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. And your last card says, don't settle for less. Okay. Now pile number 2. What people like about you is how much you've healed. Okay. You are someone who is a fighter. You have been through some really tough times in your life, but you've managed to come out of your difficult times. And you are that person, you've kept yourself together. Even if things were all over the place, you've still managed to kind of hold your ground. And this is what people like about you. People like your strength. And if you are watching this reading for somebody particular, especially someone who is on your mind right now, then yes, you can definitely watch this reading, but I'll be addressing this reading as people rather than a particular person because that's easier for the channeling of the messages. Okay? What people really like about you is how confident you are. okay? You're very, very confident. You are a fighter. The amount of belief that you have in your own self, you're unshakable. And your mind is your strongest asset. If you set your mind to something, there's nobody that can shake you up. If you have it stored up here, if you tell yourself that this is what I'm going to do, you are going to do it no matter how impossible it seems to anybody else in your life. And people really like how you approach life and how you approach things in your everyday life. You have a very laser sharp focus when it comes to everything, okay? It's not just about your career, it's not just about your love life or one particular area of your life. It's about the kind of person that you are. And people really like how you're not scared to fly high, how you're not scared to dream big, how much you believe in dreams getting fulfilled. Because there are people who do not want to dream big because they feel that, I am not going to dream big because this is something that is impossible for me because of XYZ reasons. And then comes you, who's a dreamer. And you're not just a dreamer, you're a doer too. And this is what people like about you. If you say it, you're going to do it. And it doesn't really matter how you're going to do it, but it's your confidence that kind of wins people over because it's unmatchable. It really is. You're giving me very powerful vibes. Very, very powerful vibes. You're not afraid to take risks. And this is what people like about you. You are that person who's not just strong mentally, but you are also very, very strong physically. So you probably could be someone who likes to work out, or you do take care of your physical body. Or there's something about your lifestyle that involves a lot of movement. So you're always moving from one place to the other, or you have a very busy schedule, or you are on your toes 24/7. There's something about you being really occupied, you walking a lot, you moving a lot, you just doing a lot in the 24 hours that you have, probably because of how big of a dreamer you are and how much passionate you are when it comes to you wanting to achieve those dreams in reality. What people like about you is how favored you are. Okay? There are so many people who feel that you're very, very lucky, you're very privileged, and probably, they're not jealous. I will be very honest. Right now, I do not sense any amount of jealousy, but I feel a sense of appreciation that's there, where they feel that, you're not just a hard worker, you're not just a good planner, but it's a mix of the universe also being on your side, that you are able to achieve whatever you're achieving on an everyday basis. So if you are able to accomplish a lot in the 24 hours that you're given, then people feel that, it's because everything is in alignment. It's because you are in sync with the universe. And they really, really like how beautifully you're living your life, how you're leading, how you are achieving so much, and how self-assured and confident you are in regards to not just, it's not just around what you bring to the table. It's in regards to how far you can go. And your attitude of, I will do it, I know that I can do it, is something that is, it's just a 10 on 10. What people like about you, pile number 2, is how careful you are. You are not someone who's very naive, very impulsive, or, just very emotional when it comes to making decisions. You think things through. You have a plan in mind and you follow that plan. You believe in having that slow progress rather than having no progress at all. So people really like your approach towards life, how good of a planner you are, and how good of an executor you are at the same time. See, there are some people who can plan well and there are some people who can execute well, but you have both these qualities to you. So people really like you for how efficient you are. I don't know why, but this energy is coming from somebody who's appreciating you at your workplace or for the work that you do. I don't know what you do for a living, but there's something around you being an expert at what you do professionally. What people like about you is how unbothered you are in regards to what people think about you. Because you know yourself. I have told you this before, that you are someone who's very self-assured. And when you have that self-assurance, you actually do not need people to, to just tell you that, you are good and you can do this, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. When you know yourself, you do not wait for people's approval. And this is what people not just like, but they love about you. You do not give a dime about who thinks what about you, who thinks what about your work. You are very much focused on what you want and you're bothered about what you can do in order to reach where you want to reach in life. So you're very focused and your entire focus is on you. You mind your business and you do not care about who's doing what in their life. And this is what people really like about you. You have all the qualities of being a leader. If you are not a leader in your field of work at this point of time, you will soon come into a leadership position because you have that in you. You are a very good leader, a very good example that people can look up to and learn from. Unshakable is one word that is coming for you time and again. Pile number 2. Your faith is unshakable. Your belief system is unshakable. What you feel right, if you feel that, this is off, then no matter what happens, your opinion of a particular person or a situation is not going to change, because you know that whatever messages you get, they always make sense. So you are very in sync with your own intuition. You are very much in sync with your own rhythm. And this amount of confidence, this amount of self-assurance can come only to that person who has actually done the inner work, who has been in their shadows and worked really hard to kind of, just shine their light so bright that they can be their most raw and authentic self. And this is what people really like about you. You do not care. Your attitude of I don't give a dime about anything or anyone is what people love about you. What people really like about you is that you have standards. Again, you know yourself. You know what you deserve. You know what you're capable of. And you are that person who is never ever going to settle for less. And people really respect you. I'm getting this energy very strongly, pile number 2, that you have a lot of people who really respect you. They might not come forward and tell you that, I really respect you for the way you carry yourself, but people want to be like you. They don't have the guts. I'm not demeaning anyone. I'm just telling you what I can channel at this point of time. But genuinely, the people that are admiring you at this point of time, they are wishing that, I wish I had the same guts as pile number 2. I so wish I could just be 10% of pile number 2. So you're being looked upon and it's in such a high honor. People have put you up on a pedestal and they really like how much of a dreamer you are. You believe in magic, pile number 2, and probably that is why you always end up finding it. You always end up getting the best in life because of your approach, because of your mindset. You have so much of gratitude to every little thing that you have and you do. I mean, your whole existence is screaming of you being grateful for how far you've come, for who you are, and for how far you're going to go in your life. You're very happy with what you have, and that is why, it keeps on multiplying. Your smile is standing out the most. There's something about your smile, your teeth, the way your eyes look when you're very, very happy. Okay, your entire face is very expressive. And people really like your features, the way your jaw is. Probably you could be that person who has a sharp jawline, but there's something about your eyes, there's something about your nose, your smile. When you're happy, you look your best. Okay, people love to see you smile. They love that version of you. Whenever you're happy, I mean, you rub off your happiness onto others because there's something very magnetic to your smile, to that energy that kind of exudes when you are very happy and very excited. There's also something about how your body looks, your physical body. No matter what shape, size you are, pile number 2, doesn't really matter. But then people love everything about your physical appearance. Whatever you wear, however you look, be it lean, be it tall, be it short, be it a bit, you being a bit chubby, and I really don't care, because there is someone that finds you perfect in terms of your physical appearance. For most of you, I mean, there's something about your body being very fluid or very, very flexible. Are you a very caricaturish or an animated kind of a person, especially when you're talking or expressing yourself? Because when I'm recording this reading, I am moving my hands a lot. So this is giving me this message that probably maybe you're very expressive or very animated when you talk, when you're excited. And this is what people really like about you, how well you're able to express yourself, how well you're able to emote every emotion, how well you're able to handle all of that and not lose yourself in the feelings that you're feeling, be it happiness, be it sadness, anger, anything for that matter. People also like how much you believe in magic. And by magic, I'm talking about the magic of the universe. Okay? So you believe in that thing called manifestation, or you believe in you believe in something that is divine and that cannot be put to words or actually be explained to people. You know that it exists and you can see it because for you it exists. And because you believe so much in it, that is why it is visible to you. And people know this. They see that glimmer in you. You are a very happy soul. And it shows off. You have that side to you that is very, very mature and, very to themselves, very precise, very, I would say, prudent. But then there's another side to you that's very magical. And people really like seeing these shades to your personality. So yeah, I mean, overall, this is what I have for you, pile number 2. This is what the person on your mind or the people in general really like about you. Okay? So if you liked your reading, please do like, share, comment and subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so that whenever I post next, you get notified. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do that via Instagram and email. The details for both is in my description box below. I'll catch up with you in the next reading. See ya! Hi pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So let's just figure out what do they like about you. For the same we have 5 of Cups in reverse, Leo, self-discipline, 3 of Swords in reverse, get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. I have an extra card for you. We have face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. And here we have pray from the heart. Okay. Now what people really like about you, pile number 3, is how beautifully you've healed. Okay. You are that person who has been through some really tough lessons, especially when it comes to your romantic life. You probably could have been through some very, very tough lessons, some really hard time in regards to your romantic connections, okay? Probably somebody cheated on you, or you were stabbed in the back, you were really, really disappointed, you were lied to. There's some sort of betrayal and deception that you did go through, and it really took a toll on you because naturally you are someone who's very loyal, who is very honest, who is very heart-centered, okay? You are very watery and very, very emotional, in the sense that if you are emotionally involved with someone, you're going to give them your all. And in spite of having such an open heart, you still were kind of disappointed, or you still were cheated on, or you still had to experience something very brutal and disappointing in regards to not just your romantic relationships. For some of you, it is in regards to your friendships and all your interpersonal relationships, for that matter. Maybe I am dealing with people who feel that they're not very lucky when it comes to friendships or relationships in general. And people always end up taking advantage of you or disappointing you in some shape, way or form. The energy to you that is coming out is that of you being very heart-centered, okay? You live your life from your heart, and probably this is one of the reasons where you lose yourself just because your emotions get the best of you, and people understand this and take advantage of you, or you have been taken advantage of. So what people really like about you is how much you've evolved as a person, how much you've grown as a person, and how you've managed to draw some healthy boundaries with the people around you. Now you're not the same person. Now you're not that person who's going to tolerate anything or everything, for that matter. Now you want people to kind of prove themselves to you. Now you're not going to go all in unnecessarily. So you have your walls up, you have your boundaries up. People who are meeting your standards are staying in your life, and people who are trying to manipulate you or gaslight you, you are showing them the door. And this is what people really like about you. Out of all the 3 piles, you're the only pile where people like how intimidating you are. So do you realize how much of a switch has happened in your life? Where once you were that meek, that lovey-dovey, that gullible person, and now you've become that person who's still the same, but very ferocious at the same time. If somebody is going to rub you the wrong way, they're going to have they are gonna have it so bad that they cannot even imagine. And I just feel you have a very sharp tongue. You can cut somebody so deep with your words that you do not need a weapon in the physical, to be very, very honest. Your words are like, I mean, I mean, gosh, your tongue is so damn sharp here, pile number 3. And people really like this. They like how strong you are. They like how much fire you have. They like how you're giving me baddie vibes, you know. It's like, even if you are not very tall, okay, then too you have that attitude or the persona, or there is something to you, the way you carry yourself. It screams not just confidence, but it's like, dare you do me wrong. I mean, you're giving me that emperor vibes. Regardless of your gender, pile number 3, you are that person who has a lot of masculine energy to you. Even if you're a feminine who's watching this reading, your masculine side is dominating you at this point of time. And people find you to be someone who's larger than life, okay? Your life looks as if you're a celebrity. Whatever happens in your life, I mean, people really like how over the top you are. There might be people who find you to be dramatic in a very, I would say, blah sort of a way. But then there are so many people who really like how dramatic you are, how larger than life you are, how over the top you are. And even those people who might call you to be too much to handle or too difficult, it's just that they are not enough. I'll be very honest. I'm not trying to hype you up. All I'm trying to tell you is your strength, your confidence, it irritates their demons because they do not have it in them. Especially if you're someone who has a strong social media presence, people like anything and everything that you post up there. They literally wait for what is going to come next. There are a lot of people who have their eyes on you, and they really like you for how different you are, for how unique you are, and for how, I mean, you know, in your story, in your world, you're the main character. Okay, you're the main character. You don't really care about anything that is happening around you. What you care about is just yourself. Some people might call you selfish, and some people might understand why you are being so stingy with your energy. And for the most part, people really like this selfish touch to you, because more than selfishness, this speaks volumes of the amount of self-love and self-respect that you have for yourself. You're not for everybody. You're not everybody's friend. You're very selective. You're very, very selective when it comes to the people around you, and this is what people really like about you. Even if nobody believes in you, you believe in yourself. And this is what people like about you. You're very, very confident here. You know, you're confident and you're out there. There are people who are confident and they are to themselves. But you're very confident and you are just out there roaring at your highest, okay? And just, I mean, I'm just getting that energy of someone who's free-spirited, yet very much in control at the same time, who knows how to command attention, but is not seeking that attention. It's just gradually getting gravitated towards you because of your aura, because of your auric field, because of the way you carry yourself. You look very, very, very expensive. People really like the way you dress up. People really like your outfits, the way you do your makeup, the way you do your hair, the way you style yourself. There's something about you giving me celebrity vibes, to be very honest, influencer vibes, or the vibes of someone who belongs to a very rich family, who has a lot of generational wealth, or who has a lot of money in general. Pile number 3 is equals to luxury. And this is what people like about you. People like how luxurious you are, or your lifestyle seems to be, especially if it's on display on social media in any shape, way or form. What people like about you is how disciplined you are. You know, you are that kind of a person, pile number 3, who's not going to reveal all your cards to the people around you. You just pop out with your work, with whatever you want to kind of display to the world. And when you show up, you amaze people with whatever you're delivering, be it something that is around your workspace or something that is just in general where you're expressing yourself. You're a powerhouse of talent. You are someone who is very, very systematic in a way. If you have to do something, you'll get it done. In the sense, if today you have to reach somewhere at 4 o'clock because you have a meeting, you're going to make sure that you reach that place by 3:45. You're going to finish that. Then you will take out time to spend with your friends or your family. Then still you will have some time to yourself. Then you will still maybe take out time to spend with your pet. And then too, you will have enough time to read a book or listen to music and then go to sleep, and still manage to have that good amount of sleep that your body needs in order to thrive, in order to just function at its best. And you are able to do so much in a day's time because you're very, very disciplined and you're very focused. If you set your mind to something, you are going to do it. There's a bit of similarity between you and pile number 2, but your energy it's very masculine. It's very loud and proud. It's very, it's similar to that of pile number 2, but then there's more power to you. There's more authority to your energy. There's more, I would say, yes, there's more masculine energy to you. I don't know how else to put it, but there's more masculine energy to you. What people really like about you is how deceptive your looks are. When someone looks at you, they do not feel that you're going to be such a powerhouse of, you're going to be that person who's so much of fire in them. You have a lot of fire in you. You're very, very spicy, okay? You are very passionate, pile number 3. And people just feel that, you are very sweet, delicate, maybe a bit of an introvert who is to themselves. But when they get to see that side to you that has so much of fire, that has so much of sass to it, you make people fall in love with how unbothered and unavailable you are to their BS. So there are high chances that you end up attracting people who are not good for you or who are low vibrational because of the light that you have, because of the way that you carry yourself. So it's just like moths to a flame, right? What people really like about you is that you don't have a lot of friends. You're very selective. I know I've said this before, but I'm just repeating it because I feel the need to repeat it. You're very, very selective. If somebody is a part of your inner circle, they feel that, they're very, very lucky. And people really like how choosy you are in terms of the people that you trust. What people really like about you is, again, how strong of a person you are, how much you've suffered in life, but you've still kind of managed to be out there, have a soft heart about it. It's just that now you're protecting yourself, whereas in the past you were just like a doormat. What people really like about you is the connect that you have with either God, a particular deity, your angels, your spirit guides, the source, the divine. You can call it by any name, but you are someone who prays a lot. You believe in the power of prayer. You know there is somebody up there who has the power to change the climax of your movie, of your life, of anything and everything. And you have a very strong belief system in a deity is something that I'm getting very, very strongly. Could be any deity for that matter. Could just be the universe for that matter. For those who don't believe in God, for them, this could just simply be the universe where, you look up at the stars and you make your prayer, or you talk to the moon, or you just, you talk to God. I really don't know. It's a mix of everything that I'm getting, but all I'm getting is you pray a lot, and you probably have either your ancestor, a passed away loved one, probably who is, who is with you throughout, who's protecting you like nobody's business. You're very, very, very protected, and you are an angel on earth, pile number 3. You could very well be an earth angel. You could very well be a professional healer. If you're not a healer, you have all the qualities of being one. So you might go down this path in the future. It's not for everyone, but it is definitely going to resonate with at least one person. Pile number 3, people really like the faith that you have in the divine. Your faith can shake anything, and they have seen how strong your faith is. And they somehow realize where your strength comes from. Your strength comes from the deity that you pray to. Your strength comes from the faith that you have in the divine. Your strength comes from you having that connect with something or someone that is, and my ring light is flickering at this point of time. And I'm also getting an itchy throat. So probably, maybe there is somebody that wants to kind of make their presence known, that, we are here and we love you, we support you. You're very, very supported here. And people really like this because they know that there is a power behind you. There's a power ahead of you. There's somebody who's protecting you from right, left, center, everywhere. People know that you are the child of God, you're the child of the divine, and they cannot even touch you. They have seen glimpses. If somebody has done anything against you, it has backfired, sure shot, and it has made them realize how strongly protected you are. And people really like this because they wish they had the same amount of protection that you have. So continue with your prayers, because I think you are that person who prays from their heart, and that is why your prayers often end up getting answered. And probably this is what people really like about you, that the bond that you have, the bond that you share, and they have seen that magic happening in your life, but they're not able to figure out as to how they can make it work for themselves. So yeah, I mean, you're very, very strong as a personality, okay? As a personality, you are intimidating, pile number 3, because not everybody knows how to deal with a strong personality. You can only deal with somebody who is very confident when you are confident in your own self. So yeah, I mean, this is what I have for you, yeah, pile number 3. You're very, very solid, okay? You're very, very, very solid. So yeah, if you liked your reading, please like, share, comment and subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so that whenever I post next, you get notified. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do that via Instagram and email. The details for both is in my description box below. I'll catch up with you in the next reading. See ya!